guys, it's Ali here, and today I'll be discussing about a microorganism that most people don't pay attention to. What are those?
Algae.
Lumot.
Algae.
Lumot.
You're right. Those are called algae, or commonly known as lumot. Alga or algae are a large and diverse group of oxygenic, phototrophic, and eukaryotic microorganisms. Algae are either unicellular, multicellular, microscopic, or macroscopic in nature. Since algae are eukaryotic, they contain a nucleus, which differentiates it from bacteria and photosynthetic cyanobacteria. Also, they are considered as oxygenic phototropes since they use light for growth and produce oxygen as a byproduct. They also differ from plants since wala silang vascular tissues, which is necessary for the conduction of water and nutrients and minerals. Also, they don't have those parts such as roots, leaves, and even stems. So they are usually found in bodies of water, may it be human-made or natural. Also, you can see it at trees, rocks, and even animal skin. So basically, algae can grow in any environment as long as it's moist for them to reproduce and has enough sunlight for them to go under photosynthesis. So their mode of reproduction can either be asexual or sexual. For asexual reproduction, it occurs by spore formation. On the other hand, the sexual reproduction occurs by the physical contact of haploid gametes.
Also, algae are mostly free-living, although some can form a symbiotic relationship with other organisms. A good example are most reef-building corals that contain photosynthetic algae called zooxanthellae that live inside their tissues. The corals and algae have a mutualistic relationship. The coral provides the algae with the protected environment and compounds they need for photosynthesis. In return, the algae produce oxygen and help the coral to remove waste. Most importantly, zooxanthellae supply the coral with glucose, glycerol, and amino acids, which are the products of photosynthesis. The coral uses these products to make proteins, fats, carbohydrates, and produce calcium carbonate. Fun fact: the algae is responsible for the coral's beautiful colors. The body of a coral polyp is actually almost transparent, and if meron silang healthy amount of zooxanthellae, then they are red, gold, or many other colors.
So beginning in the 1830s, na-classify into three major groups yung algae, which is based on their colors such as red, green, and brown. And tong tatlong kulay na to, nagre-reflect to sa chloroplast pigments, which are carotenoids, chlorophylls, and phycobility proteins. So there are 11 different classes of algae, and those are So there are three major groups of algae, which is according to their color. Those are blue-green, green, and red.
In the past, blue-green algae, or also called cyanobacteria, were one of the most well-known types of algae. However, since blue-green algae are prokaryotes, hindi na sila kinoconsider as algae because all algae are classified as eukaryotic organism. Ecologically, some species of blue-green algae are significant to the environment as it fixes the nitrogen in the soil. Hence, these are also called nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Green algae are a large informal grouping of algae having the primary photosynthetic pigments chlorophyll A and B, along with auxiliary pigments such as xanthophylls and beta-carotene. Higher organisms use green algae to conduct photosynthesis for them. Other species of green algae have a symbiotic relationship with other organisms. Members are unicellular and colonial flagellates. Prominent examples of green algae include chlorophyta. Also called rhodophyta, Red algae are distinctive species found in marine as well as freshwater ecosystems. The pigments phycocyanin and phycoerythrin are responsible for the red color of the algae. Other pigments that provide green coloration, such as chlorophyll A, are also present. However, they lack chlorophyll B or beta-carotene.
Ali, may tanong ako. What if nagkaroon ng massive explosion ang mga algae?
That's a good question. Ang tawag doon is Algobloom. It is a rapid manifestation of algae in the bodies of water dahil sa excessive production ng nutrients, specifically nitrogen and phosphorus, which can lead to the decrease of oxygen levels dun sa specific na bodies of water. And you may be wondering, di ba ang algae nagproproduce ng oxygen? How come kapag algal bloom, imbes na mag-increase yung oxygen levels, lalo pang nagde-decrease?
Like all green plants, algae produce oxygen during the daylight hours as a byproduct of photosynthesis. This is usually a major source of oxygen in fish ponds. In darkness, however, all plants consume oxygen, including algae. Algae blooms in natural water bodies or fish ponds. Normally, it produces more oxygen in the daylight than they consume during the night. But in some situations, it reduces the amount of oxygen a bloom produces without reducing its nighttime consumption of oxygen.
So, does that mean na puro negatives ang inadudulot ng algae? The answer is no. And here are some benefits that we could get from algae. Ang galing lang, no? Who would have thought na yung bagay na we don't give much value to has plenty of great benefits for us. And those are algae. Thank you for watching!